In the news this week, a global group of Anglican bishops announces it cannot remain in communion with the Church of England. A former SNP minister says the Scottish government should have heeded women's concerns over gender self-ID. And a baby born with just half a heart is now almost 2 years old after his mum turned down an abortion. Hello. A global group of Anglican bishops has announced it can no longer recognise the Church of England's leadership after it voted to bless same-sex partners. The Global South Fellowship of Anglican Churches, which claims to represent 75% of Anglicans worldwide, said the CFE had chosen to break fellowship with those who remain faithful to biblical sexual ethics. What has happened in the Church of England has only served to strengthen our resolve to work together to reset the communion, and to ensure that the reset communion is marked by reform and renewal. Only then will the Anglican Church as a whole be able to be God's channel of light and transformation in a dark and broken world. A former SNP minister has said the Scottish Government should have listened to women's concerns over the gender self-ID bill's impact on single-sex spaces. Speaking on BBC Disclosure, former Cabinet Secretary for Health and Sport, Jean Freeman, said she wouldn't have supported the blocked bill that would have allowed 16-year-olds to change legal sex without a medical diagnosis. She noted the case of convicted rapist Adam Graham, who was placed in a women's prison.
It appeared to symbolise the risk that a man who had sexually abused a woman, who had raped a woman, could decide, for their own reasons, to now say that they were a woman too.
Meanwhile, Police Scotland is reported to be the first high-profile Scottish public body to withdraw from Stonewall's controversial Diversity Champions scheme. The programme, which has been abandoned by a number of UK public bodies in recent years, costs organisations around £2,500 a year and rewards them for promoting LGBT ideology inside and outside the workplace. 8 in 10 Britons believe pornography websites should ensure all users are over the age of 18, new polling has revealed. Of over 1,000 adults questioned, 78% backed the use of age verification checks to prevent children gaining access to online pornography. Only 5% were against. The overwhelming majority of Conservative, Labour and Liberal Democrat voters agreed that more should be done to protect children from online pornography. Strong support for porn websites using age verification was also found among young adults, with nearly 6 in 10 18 to 24-year-olds in favour. Politics professor Matthew Goodwin said the survey demonstrated widespread public support for Lord Bethel's amendment to the online safety bill on porn age verification checks.
I've never seen numbers like this in a poll really before. We've got about 78% of the country expressing support for having these checks for children, ensuring they can't access pornography online. And of course, this is one of the amendments that's going through or being brought forward, I should say, by Lord Bethel as the government negotiates the online safety bill.
And finally, a mum who refused to abort her son when medics found only half his heart was working says the now nearly 2-year-old boy is full of life. Kate Parnaby was told she could abort Carter when a 16-week scan revealed he had hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a condition where half the heart does not develop properly. But she said, "I knew I had to give him a chance to live." He has undergone 2 open heart surgeries and will have his final one when he reaches 5 years old. He may also need a heart transplant in later life. Mum Kate said he'd made a really good recovery after the second surgery. After the operation, he was playing with all the other babies his age in there, and he had a smile for everyone. I don't know what the future holds for Carter, but for the moment, he's loving playing with his friends and making the most of life. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.